Hi all, we're going to do a quick overview video about what the weekly quiz is going to look like. Sorry, that's my dog growling at something she can't see. Your quizzes are going to be on the last day of the week, which is usually going to be Friday, and they are going to be in two parts. They will have a section that's going to be on quizzes, and this is usually going to be about 10 questions. And it's going to be about whatever new material we learned that week, plus some review. So for this week, it's going to be about the 2 lessons we've gone over. And I might also include some topics about Google Classroom and this class that you have seen before, but have struggled on. And I even gave some hints. So if you're looking at these problems and you're saying, man, I have really been bombing the questions about how the actual class works, review the course materials, review the overviews that we've seen from Monday and Wednesday before you go in. Because a big part of what we've been learning this week is not just reviewing some math topics, but learning how we're going to use Google Classroom this year. So you're going to have that on quizzes, or for AP Kids, you're going to have it on AP Classroom, and it's going to be multiple choice or fill in the blank, pretty straightforward. The other section is going to be similar to presentation problems, where I will give you 2 to 5 questions to answer that you have to actually write out, and then you will take pictures of it and post just like the presentation problems. So for most of you, these will be as 2 separate assignments. For AP Classroom, they let me conjoin it into 1, and you will have all day to complete these 2 sections. Now, the section on quizzes, as it says, is just going to be like the daily check-in. You follow the link. It's going to be a little bit longer. It says it's 10 questions. When you take quizzes, as we saw in the instructions and in the quiz, you have access to pencil and scratch paper. You are also, for these quizzes, going to have access to your notes, your homework, and your textbook. The thing you will not have access to is the internet and any outside help from another person. And this is going to be the expectation. Later on, there will be ones that you have a calculator on, and the questions will individually be noted which ones you can have a calculator on. Now, one thing that's going to be really helpful in making sure that you're prepared for the quiz is making sure you finished all of the assignments for the week. And finding missing assignments is actually a little tricky on Google Classroom, so I'm going to walk you through 2 different ways to do that. So the first is by going into each individual class itself. So let's just say we're going to go to our class Introduction to Algebra, and you'll see a little upcoming list here, and that's how you know what's going to be due. You'll notice it doesn't say that there's missing assignments here, even though the student that I'm logged into has missing assignments. So what you want to do is click on View All, and this works for every class. This is not just true of mine. Click that View All, and that's going to take you to all of your assignments. So you'll see the things that are assigned. These means that they are coming up, but you haven't missed them yet. You'll see the ones that are graded will have a score, and then you'll see the ones that are missing. And this is the easiest way to see what's missing per class. So before you get started on the quizzes, make sure that these are all completed. Now, some of you have this habit of marking it as turned in as if that completes it. It does not. I've sent some comments to you in email that you'll find about, hey, you marked this as turned in. You didn't include anything. That makes it really hard to notice when it's actually missing. Don't mark something as turned in unless you're actually turning it in, because you will not find it again. For the first couple weeks, I'll send reminders, but I will assume if you've said something's turned in and you have put 0 work on, you want to turn in 0 work and receive that 0. So once you know something is missing, you can open it. You'll notice that there's no work attached. View details, and you can complete that assignment from there. For quizzes, you can just click the link. For the homework assignments, you want to click the attachments. The other way to find missing assignments for all of your classes, so this is just a generic extra student we use to test things out. You can go to the main classroom page where you have all your classes here and click on this big to-do list. And that'll have everything from all your classes coming up. And this is really helpful just in terms of like a planner that's saying, oh, I've got something from pre-calc, I've got something from intro to algebra, I've got something from intermediate algebra. This generic student is obviously taking a lot of math classes. What's going to be helpful for you is checking this missing tab. Again, this only works if you're not marking things turned in that aren't turned in. So it only works if you aren't lying to yourself or to me or to your other teachers. There's no reason. As long as it's done by the end of the day on Friday, don't mark it as turned in. I know you like that it makes it go off your to-do list. It'll disappear off your to-do list by the end of the day anyway. Okay? Don't mark things turned in that aren't turned in. You can go to missing, and that'll tell you everything that you haven't done. You can see it's different classes. Here's the pink ones for intermediate algebra. Here's an orange one for advanced, and so on. If you want to view all, you can look at all. This student isn't an active student, so it's got 13 missing assignments. That's understandable. So those are your 2 ways you can find missing assignments. Now, for Intro to Algebra, Pre-Calc, and Intro to Calc, here's an extra tip. When you're taking a quizzes assignment, sometimes you might notice you're like, oh man, I really need to go to a different Zoom meeting. I didn't plan my time well. You know, I'm working away. I've got my scratch paper going, but I really have to pause. And if you close out completely, the only way to get back in is to completely reset it and lose all the progress you've made, unless you look up at the top here, you click this pause button. If you click the pause button, you'll get this option. And if you're going to pause because you have to go to a Zoom meeting, you have to go to something else, just click save and exit, and it'll save the spot. It'll be like, okay, you already did that problem. It'll save wherever you're at, and it'll send you to this screen, which you can leave up if you are going to come back in a few minutes. If you close that screen down, just go back to the assignment that you were on and start the link again, and it'll take you right back here and ask you if you want to resume from where you left off. So those are my 2 tricks for you with missing assignments and with quizzes. Leave your questions in the comments or shoot me an email, or you can ask me during our meeting. If we haven't had ours already, you can sign up for another one. I've know some of you have done that, which is awesome. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.